All right, you reached.
Hey, what's
Once a woman hits 30, she cannot love you. Okay. And the marriage is not because she loves you. Okay. That marriage is for her to show to other people that she could fix her past that she messed up.
What up? 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 We back. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me test it out. Let me test it out. Hold on.
Reach a point in which you finally want to find a quality woman. You've done the casual dating, you've done.
Yeah, everybody hit the like button. The more people like, the more people are coming to the live. All right, we cracking. What the hell is this? Interesting. All right, let's check this video out.
All right, you reach a point in which you finally want to find a quality woman. You've done the casual dating, you've done the hookups, you've done the one night stands, and overall you find it less fulfilling and you kind of want something real. Well, let me tell you, I'm not here to judge you because I've been there. I used to be a certified fuckboy. I used to go out on dates every single day. I've been with more women than most men have been with in 3 to 4 lifetimes. But eventually, you want to find something real, something more fulfilling. Maybe you even want to have kids. Now, in order to do this, you must find a quality woman. Because what I don't want you to do is to give a woman a chance, whoever's in your face, and then 5-10 years later, you're paying alimony, you're paying child support, etc., because you made the wrong choice. So within this video, I'm gonna teach you how to find a quality woman, what to look for, and some of the shifts that you need to make if you actually want to find somebody who you can take more serious. Now, the first thing we have to understand is that good women aren't everywhere. I know you heard the times in which, oh, you have to go to church, or you have to go to a yoga session, or you have to go to a happy hour bar in order to find a good woman. It's not the case whatsoever. You can find a good woman everywhere. Even me, myself, I have found a good woman. I found her 5 years ago and she is still in my life today. Best woman I've ever met. And guess where I found her? I found her on Hinge with online dating. And it always blows my mind when guys say, oh, there's nothing but low quality women on dating apps or bad women. I'm like, I'm not sure which version you're seeing or how you're presenting yourself. But in my reality, I met plenty of good women everywhere I've ever met women. But guess what? On the vice versa, there are bad women everywhere too. So you go to church thinking you're gonna find a good woman, and guess what? She's gonna be the worst one you ever met. You go to that happy hour thinking you found a good woman, or the grocery store, or the coffee shop, and guess what? She's the worst woman you've ever met. Listen, good women are everywhere, bad women are everywhere. It depends.
I wasn't at my seat, but I heard him say some shit that I definitely don't agree with. But I could be wrong. But let's run it back.
Like, I'm not sure which version you're seeing. A good woman. It's not the case whatsoever. You can find a good woman everywhere. Even me, myself, I have found a good woman. I found her 5 years ago and she is still in my life today. Best woman I've ever met. And guess where I found her? I found her on Hinge with online dating. And it always
Okay, what makes her a good woman? I mean, I guess he's not gonna go that deep into it. What up to Orlando? What up, Divine Photos? What makes her a good woman? Let's go back. We already broke this lady down.
even me, myself.
Okay, she's a good woman. She might be. I'm not saying she can't be a good woman. Oh, tell me about it, Divine Photos. I'm not shocked. That's what she usually do. Um, he met her on Hinge at 25. I ain't even gonna go there. Let's just assume she's a good woman. But he said that good women are everywhere. Shout out to X. What up, X? I mean, yeah, let's just say 10% of women are good women. I guess, yeah, those 10 percenters are sprinkled everywhere. Um, well, I don't even know if that's true. Are good women partying on Saturday night with multiple girlfriends? I don't feel like that's what good women are doing. Are good women at the strip club? I would say no, not usually. So no, good women aren't everywhere. So I'm gonna say he's lying on that part. But hold on, let me. MABW is banned. I seen multiple people doing Kendra G reactions today. So I guess she just got a hard on for MABW. Hold on, let's see. MABW. Well, yeah, he hasn't posted in 3 days, and that's not normal at all. Let's see. A woman came on her show with that trail dude hosting, and a dude turned her down, and she felt some type of way. And Kendra came in at the end, got triggered because the woman got turned down. Oh, we're gonna have to check that out. Okay, what? Let's hold up. Okay, what was that from? What episode was that from? Was that on the live? Um, we'll have to maybe check in on that.
Find a good woman. It's not the case whatsoever. You can find a good woman everywhere. Even me myself, I have found a good woman. I found her 5 years ago and she is still in my life today. Best woman I've ever met. And guess where I found her? I found her on Hinge with online dating. And it always blows my mind when guys say, oh, there's nothing but low quality women on dating apps or bad women. I'm like, I'm not sure which version you're seeing or how you're presenting yourself. But in my reality, I met plenty of good women everywhere I've ever met women. But guess what? On the vice versa, there are bad women everywhere too. So you go to church thinking you're going to find a good woman, and guess what? She's going to be the worst one you ever met. You go to the happy hour thinking you found a good woman, or the grocery store, or the coffee shop, and guess what? She's the worst woman you've ever met. Listen, good women are everywhere, bad women are everywhere. It depends more so how you present yourself, because attraction isn't about what you want, it's about how women perceive you to be. And so if you want to attract good women, you have to look like a decent man. For example, I made this analogy on my reels recently, and we all see how women post bikini pictures and like sitting on the sink. And the funny part is they do that expecting a high quality man.
Person available on iPhones and Android phones.
Man.
I'm good. How about you?
Hey man, life is good, bro. Life is good. We got now Rudy Darnell. Come on, bro. You created that profile, huh?
Yeah, I did it.
All right, word. That's what I'm talking about. Hey man, you cool with being on social media?
I don't care.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got now Rudy. What you want to go about doing?
Hold- to check it out. We're gonna check it out later. The whole Kendra G debacle. We'll go over the Rumble. I know y'all tired of that, but yeah, MABW being banned, yeah, reaffirms me on that. Everybody hit the like button. Y'all disrespecting me. 14 people watching and only 4 likes. Yeah, you're right, Max Power. Okay, so let me talk about the live stream title. Are women bad, naturally bad at relationships? Yes, they are. And let me break down why real quick. They just get more and more discontent with age. And they naturally want to criticize men, and they have high expectations and they're entitled. And like I said, yeah, they degrade over time. They love to nag. Always dissatisfied. Just to name a few reasons. Shout out to James Pope. Hold on, I'll be right back, y'all.
To take them seriously versus the guys who want a good woman. I take a look at their pictures, I take a look at their Instagram, I take a look at how they carry themselves, and they expect a good woman to also want to take them seriously. It's not the case whatsoever. And so, one, understand that good women are everywhere, but also ensure that you look the part in which you can attract a good woman into your life. Now, not only that, but we have to understand the first rule in order to find a good woman is that you have to start prioritizing behavior over looks. I'll say it again. The first rule to finding a good woman is that you have to prioritize behavior over looks. That's not to say that we don't want a woman that we're attracted to, because attraction always comes first, but just do understand that your future wife or the future mother of your kids likely won't be that 9 out of 10, likely won't be that IG level type of baddie. And so the reason why I say this is because I met plenty of guys in which I look at their dating history and it's nothing but baddies, it's nothing but really attractive women, but there's a reason why those women are into your life right now. And it's because of how they act. Women who are more attractive tend to be less wifey material, quote unquote. They tend to be more into themselves. They tend to be into more making money, into their career. They tend to be more selfish. They tend to be less respectful towards men. And so, unfortunately, the traits that align with what would make a good mother aren't usually aligned to a woman who is very, very, very attractive. Now, keep in mind, my woman is attractive. I think she's a solid woman. She's a natural body, nice face. So I'm not saying that my woman is unattractive or you're gonna find an unattractive woman, but she needs to be cute or just good looking enough to where it's not a problem, or to where she doesn't exploit her attractiveness for money or anything else like that. Because once again, attractive women, really attractive women, overall tend to have bad character. That's because of the validation they get through their looks and their overall sexuality. Now, there's two polarities on both ends. You can find great women who are also very attractive, but the likelihood of you finding that is just very, very low. So instead, what I want you to do is prioritize how she treats you, her character, her personality before her looks. The looks will still bring her into us, but what we're really looking for in terms of this vetting process that we're going to get into is more so her behavior. Next thing I want you to do is list your non-negotiables, because you have to know exactly what you want. What is a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable is something that is a red flag that you're not willing to make any exceptions for. So most men non-negotiables might be like a body count number, right? Hypothetically, let's say 10, 15 body count number. Like, I can't take her seriously. Okay, so that's one of your non-negotiables. But what else? Does she work out? Does she take care of herself? Or do you not mind a woman who naturally has a good body but never goes to the gym? Personally, I've learned that a non-negotiable for me is that she has to work out and she has to take care of herself. So that's number 2 for me. Number 3 might be she has to obviously look decent without makeup. I've met plenty of women who are these baddies with makeup, but take it off and they're just average women. So for me, I have to be attracted to her without makeup. So going down that list, I need you to make about 5 to 10 non-negotiables for you. These are traits and characteristics from a physical but also behavioral standpoint of what your ideal woman would be. Now, once we have our non-negotiables, this is where the real system comes into play, and that is we absolutely have to run volume. I literally just watch.
Let me say this. I haven't been watching what he's been saying. What up, Sheila? James, I'm glad that you're okay. I'm glad to hear about you. I'm glad that you're feeling better after your surgery. So real quick, he said something about, oh, through my time running through chicks, I met plenty of good women. Bro, you can't put that title of good woman on somebody until you met at least 3 versions of her. Well, you can't put the title of good woman on a woman until you met at least 3 versions of her. They've been together 5 years. I'm curious if they live together. Yeah, I'm curious if they live together, because that's the first different version you're going to meet of a woman after you move in with her. I know they haven't had kids together. So that's another version he's yet to meet of his woman that he's been with for 5 years. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying. And then when their looks officially fade. Yeah, when their looks officially fade, that's going to be another version that you're going to meet. So holla at me in 10, 15 years before you start putting the good woman title on her.
Watched this video about how Mr. Beast, the guy with the huge YouTube channel, he went on 38 dates to find his now future fiance. And he talked about how he just met so many women who were incompatible. Then I look at my history, I had to go on about 85 to 90 dates before I met the woman who I'm seeing right now. And so that's
So that does line up with my theory, like if 10% of women are good women, having to go on 90 dates to meet one good one, that about add up.
That's a lot of volume, right? And that goes to show that about 80 to 90% of the women you meet, you will not be compatible with. You will not be attracted to, or maybe they're not attracted to you, or they're not compatible with you in some way or regard. Maybe they're disrespectful. Maybe they flake on you one too many times. Point is, expect about 10, even 5 to 15% of the women you meet, you might have some type of compatibility with. What does that mean? That means we have to go out on a lot of dates. That's why I always say is like, if you're expecting to find a high quality woman, but you're going out on like 1 date a month, then obviously there's a flaw in the system. Or you
know what it takes for the average man to even get a date? I don't think he's diving in on that. You know how much it take? Do you know what it takes for the average bottom 80% Joe to get one date where a woman actually shows up? You got to swipe like 1,000 times. Yeah, so usually a lot of guys like, look, they just get exhausted and say F it before they get to the 5th date.
Have no system.
I mean, see, that's the thing about taking advice from Tyrone. Like, this dude is like a top 5%er. A lot of this stuff, yeah, it's easy for you to say, bro. You're young, handsome, fit, and rich. It's easy for you to pull women. Now, if he was an average Joe, you know, running through hoes and having all the success, then he might be somebody to listen to. Because then he could say, look at me, I'm average as fuck, I'm balding, I'm 42, and I live in my mom's basement, and I can't beat him off with a stick. Now, that's a guru I would pay for his course.
You have no strategy. You're just kind of throwing shit at the wall. And that's exactly why I created the Romeo Effect, guys. Now, the Romeo Effect is my plug and play online dating system in which I help you craft that volume through a system that positions you as that top 10% so that you have more high quality, attractive, and good women coming through your system who you can actually go out on dates with. This is the same system that I've used to find the woman I've been seeing now for 5 years. This is the same system tons of my clients have used to not only date me.
I will say this. His girl, for her to even, well, of course it's with a rich, handsome, fit Chad, Tyrone. But even with that being said, these days, even a woman being able to stay in a relationship, a committed relationship for 5 years does kind of set her apart. Even if he is, you know, young, fit, and handsome and rich. No homo. So I'll give whatever chick you've been with for 5 years a little bit of props.
And attract more women, but also find positive, fulfilling relationships if that is something that they want. But the truth is, if they didn't have the volume in the first place, they never would have gotten the result that they wanted. And so if you're interested in learning exactly how the system works, I created a free presentation going over exactly how the Romeo Effect can essentially change your dating life for the absolute better. And if you click down below in the description, I'll walk you through exactly how the full process works. So check it out. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that whenever you're meeting a woman, you have to undergo the mindset of allowing her to prove herself to you. You never want to go with, oh, I'm trying to prove myself to her, or I want to show her why I'm such a great guy. That's not the case whatsoever. The best.
Again, first you have to get a chick to like you enough to want to prove herself to you. And that's the hard part for 80 to 90% of men.
Best relationship dynamics that work long-term are the ones in which she is in her feminine and you are in your masculine. You are leading, she is following. But not only that, because she is dating up, likely due to hypergamy, meaning that she sees you as her best option, she should instinctively want to prove herself to you as to why she deserves that title. Now, the reason why this is so important is because you will come across women who simply just see you as a casual option. And then here you are trying to prove yourself as to why you're a great boyfriend, a great husband, and you don't understand that that lowers attraction in itself. And so a woman has to go out her way to show her loyalty to you, to show you why she is girlfriend material. This goes down to doing acts of service, then also seeing how her character really is. If a woman says, oh, I need a ring, or I need this or that before you get girlfriend treatment, she's immediately disqualified, right? Because she's not proving herself to us. The woman who's been in my life, the reason why she is here today is to show you why she is girlfriend material. This goes down to doing acts of service, then also seeing how her character really is. If a woman says, oh, I need a ring, or I need this or that before you get girlfriend treatment, she's immediately disqualified, right? Because she's not proving herself to us. The woman who's been in my life, the reason why she is here today is because she proved herself to me as to why she deserved that title. She separated herself from every other girl I've ever met. She helped my life out. She brought value. She cooked for me. She cleaned for me. She showed me why she is the best option. And so allow the woman to prove herself to you. You don't want to force anything. So if you're like been dating her for 3-4 months, and all she does is show up and look pretty when she comes to the date, she has provided no value to your life, then mentally I need you to take note of that and realize that this woman is simply disqualified. And that's the hardest part about this process, is that you have to understand how many women you have to walk away from, especially if you're a guy who's done a lot of casual flings and encounters in the past, and in which you really don't care how they act or what value they provide to your life, as long as they're hot and show up, we're all good. But when we're actually implementing a long-term dating strategy, one in which we're trying to find a really good woman, we can no longer operate in that mindset. She has to show us why she deserves to be in our life still, especially over the course of 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Now, speaking of 6 months, the vetting process needs to be at a minimum 6 months long. At a minimum, I would say ideally a year. However, I do understand that may be unrealistic for some people. So at the minimum 6 months, you need to be seeing her. This is where you're testing her throughout all types of things. You're testing her character, you're testing her behavior, you're seeing how she is when she's angry, you're traveling with her, you're seeing how reciprocal she is, you're seeing how she is with her family, you're seeing her relationship with her dad.
Okay. I guess we had a guest host for a second.
What's up everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now let's get into the video.
What is wrong with some guys? Like, my guy friend was like, oh, girls never make the first move with me. And I'm like, are you serious? I've been out with this guy before and he's walked in front of me, like led the way type thing, in a pub, club, whatever setting, anywhere, literally out in public. And I've walked behind him and he's walked past girls and they have looked at him and smiled, looked at him, given him like the F me eyes. And I'm like watching behind him and I'm like, oh my God, like talk to her. And he's like, what? No, like she's not into me. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, did you see what I saw? Crazy. I'm like, girls literally make the first move 24/7.
That's not a move. That's not a move. I mean, how can I put this? I mean, sometimes I feel like I get the F me eyes, but you just never know. I mean, I guess some women do make it like obvious, like they're staring you down. Like, okay, I get that. But just a glance up, and he's probably not intently looking in every girl's eyes that he walked past to see if they are giving him fuck me eyes. I mean, yeah, men, we're bad at picking up on the little subtle signals. But yeah, those days are over. Subtle signals, those days are over. Like men are walking away, women are gonna have to officially shoot their shot. Not a look, not a glance. They go, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I think you're cute. Can I have your number? They gonna have to like really shoot.
Crazy. I'm like, girls literally make the first move 24/7. If we look at you for more than 5 seconds and want to hold eye contact and smile, that is us asking, can you have my babies? Like, can you talk to me right now? Like, girls don't make the first move. The frick? If we're not interested, we'd just look and then glance away. Why are guys so delusional? Seriously. Can we make it more obvious? 5-second hold, what, isn't enough? What, we've got to come over, wave you down and say, hi, come talk to me? Do better.
No, by the same logic, if I look at you, that means I'm making the first move. No, making the first move is actually going to someone and start a conversation. And sure, I agree that it should be men who are making the first move, but just looking at someone and showing interest, it's not that. Not to mention that women keep complaining that men confuse being nice with being flirty. Regardless about who's making the first move or not, she was right. Read the room, and if she's smiling and holding eye contact, go start a conversation.
I have just finished doing my makeup for my first date of 2026. And I am just being kind of like reflecting really as a woman in her 30s who has been single for 2 years now. So I feel like I'm like chronically single. And
It's never a good sign. What are we rating her from 1 to 10? Let's run that back. What did she say? I heard chronically single. Let's see. You know, yeah, you want to stay away from a woman who has a TikTok persona called Melissa Dates. That might be your problem, hun. I don't think men want involved with that. Go on a date with her and she's gonna post it on her TikTok. Let's run it back a couple seconds.
Being kind of like reflecting really as a woman in her 30s who has been single for 2 years now, so I feel like I'm like chronically single, and
As I always say, there is no good reason. Look, good items don't stay on the shelf. Lauren thinks she's a 4. Yeah, I was talking about looks. I mean, I don't know if I would say a 4. I mean, I get it. She's not conventionally, I guess, attractive, but she got action on dating markets or on the dating market. Lauren says she stands by her 4. I don't know what I would rate her. I mean, look, she can pull niggas. I'll just put it like that. Whether she a 4 or 5, even just being skinny and having blonde hair, and yeah, she could pull dudes, regardless of her rating. She's skinny, look like she could take a bath, and got blonde hair in America. Like, it's passable. She can pull 80% of men easily. Let's just put it like that. So yeah, single for 2 years and looking. That's not on the resume of any good woman on the planet in America. If a woman been single and looking for 2 years, that's all the black flag you need. That's the only red flag you need. Something is horribly wrong. Something is horribly wrong. If she's been trying to get a relationship for 2 years and been failing miserably.
and I cannot get my head around the concept of settling. And I think the reason why this is jarring me so much, this idea of settling, and you know, people talk about settling all of the time, don't they? And when it comes to like dating and relationships, is that in my experience anyway with these guys, I don't know how anybody's settling for anything.
Okay, let's yeah, clearly she thinks she's an 8 or 9. And the 8 or 9 guys aren't committing. So that's why she's talking about potentially settling. Look, my new definition of a narcissist is any woman who vlogs on TikTok. You're automatically a narcissist. This mythical guy that she has in her head isn't coming, other than on her face and then leaving. Sad too, because it's another woman gone to waste. She could have easily been married with kids by now, but she won't get off her fucking high horse. You're only getting older every year, baby. So every year you try to hold off on settling, the guy you will eventually have to settle for is going to be lower and lower. Melissa dates.
Because everything feels like a non-negotiable, and I don't think they're unique non-negotiables for me. I think they're general non-negotiables by anybody's standards, not to call any particular man out, but you know, it's not that they're evil or awful or really horrible, but most of the time they're just completely hopeless. They're hopeless, they're, you know, lazy with communication, and you kind of have that thing where you're like, they're just not into you, they're just, you know, they're just not that into you, they're just not that interested.
Like, once again, I'll say it again. 80% of men would be that into her. 80% of men, oh bro, I met Lo. Like, they would be saying she's so hot, even though she's just okay. But most men would be excited to have her on their line and treating them halfway decent. So we know she's talking about Mr. Point 5. Dr. Herman says most women don't invest, and single is more for men than women. Yeah, well, I would agree.
I don't always really get that vibe. I think I'm quite good at picking up on a vibe and if somebody likes you or not. I don't know, maybe I'm just completely delusional.
Nah, that would be impossible. So what you're saying, ignoring all the non-negotiable you're talking about, which no one knows what those are, but if that man you're talking about is not that into you and yet still pursuing you in a way that he's settling for you, if what you were saying was that he shouldn't, then you would be right. He should not. And now that you've just finished putting on makeup for the first date of 2026 with a completely new guy, why are you still talking about the old one?
Okay, you all know that I already did the 5 things a man should never do on a first date, but because my content is mainly for women, let's do the 5 things that a woman should not do on a first date. And none of these are judgmental because I guarantee I've done every single one of them. So, starting off at a strong number 1, do not ever let a man pick you up from your house on the first date, or the second, or the third, maybe even the 4th and 5th. Honestly, don't even let them know where you live. Number 2, making any of your successes or accomplishments seem smaller so that
See, I want to talk about this. By the time a woman has all these quirky dating rules, and I'm not saying not letting the guy pick you up from your house is quirky or not, that I don't agree with it. But see, these aren't the type of things that have to be considered when you're finding your life partner in the age range you should be finding your life partner, high school or college. You know what I mean? So when a woman got all these rules and she want to take a picture of your license plates and send to her bestie, and she's past the fucking wall and probably not worth it by the time she got to take all these fucking precautions. How many dates did you have to go on to learn these lessons? Her pair bonding ability is shot by the time she got all these fucking dating rules.
smaller so that he seems bigger. If he's a loser, just say that. You're the vice president. You're the vice president. You're the CEO. You're smart. You're hot. You're you're the so that he seems any of your successes or let them know where you live. Number 2, making any of your successes or accomplishments seem smaller so that he seems bigger. If he's a loser, just say that.
Okay, let's talk. I mean, yeah, I don't have to downplay, oh, you're a CEO. Oh, that's what's up. How do you like being a CEO? Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's guys that do that, and that is some sucker shit. I'll admit it. But don't try to mention your accomplishments and kind of look at me to see if I'm going to be impressed. I'm not going to be impressed. See, here's the thing that a lot of women do. They'll mention their accomplishments, and when you just say, "Oh, okay, that's nice," they be like, "Oh, listen, he hating." I ain't hating. I just genuinely don't care. They want you to give them a cookie. They want you to, "Oh my gosh, you got your own business and it cleared 6 figures last year. Oh my goodness, you're so incredible." Like, no. Because here's the thing, regardless of what you accomplish, you still gonna have to play your role in our relationship, your feminine submissive role. You're not getting more say in our relationship based on what you do for a living. I'm still gonna play the man role.
You're the vice president. You're the vice president. You're the CEO. You're smart. You're hot. You're funny, and you're a CEO.
Most women aren't vice presidents and CEOs. This is so stupid. What percentage of the I'm sure this video got 3 million views and shit. Just what percentage of the 3 million women who I'm sure saw this are CEOs, vice presidents, architects? Like, just stop it. Got a bunch of bitches that work at Walmart and Five Below in the comments talking about yes, queen, to this dumb shit about being CEOs and vice presidents. I agree. Max Power says anyone who identified themselves by their job is a dork. I 1,000% agree.
Say it. Dating is essentially presenting yourself. So present yourself like a PowerPoint. Number 3, this goes kind of hand in hand with the last one. Do not make self-deprecating jokes. As soon as you open that portal, a man will leap inside of it and he will never leave. If he thinks that you can undermine yourself and talk poorly about yourself, then he thinks he can do it too. Don't do it.
She's right. She's absolutely right. It takes a high intelligent person to make self-deprecating jokes, and she's not one. But this time the joke's on me, not her, just a joke. Because I thought 5 things women should never do on a first date would be 5 things they should never do to not make themselves look bad or to not make themselves look less attractive. But instead they were just on a date with some loser while they're being CEOs and all that.
I think it's capitalist propaganda that married couples are supposed to share a room. Because why would grown adults share a room? Even kids know it's whack to share a room. So why, as adults, are we pretending that we want to share a room?
Okay. Ma'am, grow the fuck up. Seriously, when are you gonna grow the fuck up? You're on the internet in your fucking bed, cuddled up, talking about it's whack to share a room. This is like you're just talking a bunch of nothing. What the fuck are you talking about? I feel sorry for the man who has to live with you or share a room with you or share a house with you.
With our partner.
Why do you as an adult say what? Dude, these are not serious people. These are not real people. Capitalist propaganda to share a room? Based on what? Just based on your sad, miserable life you blame on capitalism? Do you really think you're gonna do better under any other system?
I'm nearly 42 and I am starting again from scratch. I never thought
Okay. 42. Is her hairstyle childish or is it just me? It reminds me of something about Mary when she had cum in her hair. That's the hairstyle. Definitely looks like she had cosmetic work done. What- Her name is Hormone Healer. Yeah, she's the airy fairy type. They usually struggle to maintain a relationship of consequence. Like a 42-year-old woman coming on TikTok talking about, "Oh, I'm struggling with dating." Yeah, no shit. The same thing in your brain that makes you think it's okay to be 42 talking about your personal life on TikTok are the same characteristics that are keeping you single. How about that?
starting again from scratch. I never thought I would be saying this or sharing this part of myself, but I've always been real with you guys. It still feels weird to say it out loud. I was in a long-term marriage and I believed in him very deeply, and without really noticing, I actually built my entire life around that. And this is not because he asked me to. It was just how I understood commitment in a marriage. You believe in the same future and you build towards it together. So I gave a lot of myself to that. And then somewhere along the way, I actually stopped asking what I wanted. You know, I lived for everybody else.
Here we fucking go with this shit. So, ma'am, what what don't y'all get about your role? Like, yes, your role as a woman is to put your husband and your kids before yourself. So if you're not okay with that and you don't think you're going to be able to do that and also have your own hobbies or identity, then don't sign up to be married. You're 42. Like, this is so childish. Listen to me. By the time I was 25, I knew who I was to some extent. Well, let me just say, look, I'm trying to articulate this right. How do you not know who you are? How do you lose yourself? I guess I get it. They feel like since they're submitting and serving a man and serving a family, They don't feel like they have an identity in that. But that is an identity. I mean, what is wrong with y'all brains that you were never interesting to begin with? How about that? You never had a personality, you never had any real hobbies and interests. You're not interested even before the marriage and before you met your ex-husband. You, you even if you had stayed single and never got married, you would have just been another lost bitch partying at the bars and getting fucked by randos. You didn't know yourself before you met your husband, you didn't know yourself during the marriage, and you're not gonna know yourself now or ever learning. Like you're just gonna be another basic bitch. And I don't say that to be mean, but like you should have just I don't know if you left your husband, but that was the best identity you were ever gonna have, being his woman and being potentially a mother. If you don't know who you are by 25, like something's mentally wrong. I knew I liked making music at 25. I knew I liked movies at 25. I knew who I was at 25. I knew who I was at 20. I knew I was analytical. Like everything that I would say about myself now, I knew about myself when I was 20. How do you not? How do you lose yourself? Never mind. I don't know, man. Am I missing something?
I wanted. You know, I lived for everybody else and made sure everybody else's needs were met.
Oh no, the poor lady, she gave and gave and gave and she wasn't felt seen and hurt. The two of them built a future together only to realize that the woman was not happy. You're starting again from scratch. Yeah, that's basically what you do when you get divorced. That's what most people do. And that's what most people do when they get fired or when they change jobs. So no, I'm sorry, but you don't get a cookie.
I love it when women ask me, like, how do you do all the things that you do? Sweetie, I don't have a boyfriend. I haven't had a boyfriend for 3 years. And when I had a boyfriend, it lasted 3 months because I was like, what the am I doing? Do you know what I mean? See all these girlies, like, not reaching their full potential because they got a boyfriend to worry about and look after and obsess over. I'm like, sweetie, I'm successful because I didn't have some crusty ass man child.
Why can't you attract men who aren't crusty man children? Because you're a toxic cunt who love the bad boys, and then when they get old, and well, they probably left you. Let's be honest. Look, you're a fucking bitch. You're a man hating bitch, and we know you were the problem in all these relationships. And I'm sure, hey, they were the problem too. Because what sane man would even fuck with you? Like, you know what I mean? Oh gosh. Kind of nice tits though, sorta. Her only redeeming quality. The lips, well, they're probably fake. This is mental illness. I'm not getting a highly successful vibe from her though. Another fake boss babe who's struggling to keep the lights on. But on Instagram, she's a luxurious fucking rich babe.
Crusty ass man child hanging off me for the last 3 years, you know?
Yeah, of course we do. Her success comes from her selling her old clothes for groceries. Not exactly what I would call a successful woman, but still, she can always count as a strong, independent one.
Another episode of How Much Money I Can Make At Swap. Okay, that's all the they didn't want to take. I just made 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, $106.60. You best believe I'm gonna fly somewhere, baby.
Exactly. Because even when they do make money, they just fucking blow it on travel. Bitch probably 40. She got $10 saved for retirement. They get money and they blow money. They're children chasing dopamine hits. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here's why I don't think I'll ever get a boyfriend. 1, my standards are too high. 2, I don't think any guy is attractive where I live. 3, I troll too much. 4, I get tired of men too easily. 5, men egg me out too easily. 6, I'm very high standard. 7, I spend too much money. 8, I really don't think I could be loyal to a man right now unless I was really in love with them. 9, all men do is cheat. 10, I can't trust a man. 11, I want freedom. 12, I'm too scared to get heartbroken. 13, I don't want to be controlled.
I mean, yeah, this is a large percentage of modern women. I mean, yeah, you're just a piece of shit in the world, just a piece of shit in the wind. I mean, because okay, let's just say, okay, fine, you never find a man, stay single for the rest of your life, fine. How are you going to be beneficial to the planet Earth in any way other than making money to blow on bullshit? But that's not really beneficial to the world. Like, oh my gosh. They don't think about the practical side of life. Like, how are you going to retire? Who's going to take care of you when you're old and sick? Who's going to help you carry the weight of the world when life gets hard? You're a fucking loser, man. But in her mind, she's still like young and dumb. She still think this is kind of like cute and a flex to talk about how much of a toxic nothing she is. And the thing is, I don't hate these people, man. They're still children of God, but I just don't see any hope for them. And I know that like women like this are a burden on all of her loved ones, and it just kind of pisses me off.
14, I'm scared I'm gonna get love bombed. 15, men scare me. That's all. Good night.
Princess, next time just go with I don't think I'll ever get a boyfriend, and we can all say, yeah, you're probably right. You don't need to give us all the reasons, because you can't say I don't think I can be loyal to a man followed by all men cheat. No, they don't, but even if they did, using your own words, you would be the other woman. You would be who they would cheat with.
My hot take is that when people say that they hate astrology, I just think that they hate women. Being into star signs or astrology is a very feminine, girly thing, typically. And when women do something collectively, it's known as a trend or a fad. But when men do something collectively, it becomes culture. When women like something, it becomes low in value. But when men like something, it becomes high in value.
Yeah, because we like and do valuable things. We don't check to see if the planet is still spinning, and based on that we're gonna have lasagna or quesadilla. And no one, not even men, hates astrology. We just find it laughable what you've turned it into.
We've got an extraordinary new moon on the horizon. It's happening on January 18th in the sign of Capricorn, and it is the first new moon of 2026. And is it a powerful day to manifest, you may ask? Absolutely. Mercury and Mars are also with this new moon, helping us think clearly, plan strategically, and take action with purpose and passion.
These are things my fiance does that would send a low effort, loser ass boyfriend into a literal coma. And yes, some of these things are bare minimum. My fiance understands the menstrual cycle. It is his job as my partner to understand what the heck is
Bitches just copy. I seen this video from like 2 other women, and word for word, they're fucking clones. They're mindless drones, clones, whatever the fuck. They're mindless clones. Like they just literally copy a popular video and just make the exact same video. This shit is not even true. She probably doesn't have a boyfriend. These videos aren't true. This is an exact copy of another video. Never mind. If she does, you a bitch, bro. It, any man who would be with a woman who talk like this online about how, like, basically how she hates men except her boyfriend, you are a pathetic, pathetic man. There's still hope for you, but right now you are a pathetic bitch ass man. But I'm pulling for you that you'll wake up and snap out of it.
going on with my body so that he can fully support me.
Positive parts while you're experiencing the day.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to order takeout. This food is really gonna kill me, literally. Wendy's maybe. Yeah. Let's play this while I figure out what I want to order. I'm running out of time.
Daily reality or financial. This is Mr. Eugene, and today we're talking about something that might disturb your perspective, but it's a discussion that needs to happen. You know what I keep witnessing everywhere? Men in their 40s, ordinary men, not millionaires, not catalog models, suddenly receiving messages from women who wouldn't have acknowledged their existence 15 years earlier, women who invested their entire 20s and 30s rejecting anyone under 6 feet, anyone earning less than 6 figures, anyone without the complete presentation. Now suddenly these same women are initiating contact, demonstrating interest, being accommodating about requirements. And these guys are puzzled. They're thinking, did I finally arrive? Did I finally become desirable? Am I suddenly the man women pursue? And before you respond, let me ask you something. When did you become more desirable? Was it at 42 when you had less hair than you did at 25? Was it when your metabolism decelerated? Was it when you developed those stress lines from a decade of corporate grinding? Consider it. I'll give you a moment. The answer is you didn't. You didn't suddenly become more desirable. Something else transformed. The market transformed. And once you grasp what actually occurred, you'll never perceive this sudden attention the same way again. Let me sketch a picture for you. Imagine there's a marketplace. At one end, you have buyers. At the other end, you have sellers. For years, the buyers held all the leverage. They could be incredibly selective. They could demand premium quality for average prices. They could eliminate 95% of what was available and still have choices. Then something shifts. Supply decreases. Demand stays constant. Suddenly, those buyers who were so selective, they're competing with each other for what remains. And the sellers they rejected years ago, those sellers aren't as available anymore. Some found other buyers. Some decided they're content without buyers. That's what's occurring in the dating market for women past 40, and that's why ordinary men are suddenly receiving attention they never received before. Here's how the market functioned when she was 25. Let's call her Jessica. She's working entry-level marketing, earning maybe $40,000 annually, lives with roommates, drives a Honda Civic that's aged poorly, but on dating platforms, she's connecting with physicians, attorneys, finance professionals, men earning 6 figures, men who own property, men who are 6'2" with abs and compelling hobbies. She goes on dates with successful 35-year-old men who take her to expensive establishments, cover everything, compete for her attention, and this creates something significant, an illusion. She can connect with high-value men, she can secure dates with them. She interprets this as, this is my tier. These are the men I deserve. What she doesn't comprehend, what most women at 25 don't comprehend, is that attention doesn't equal commitment. These successful men in their 30s and 40s, they're dating her casually. They're not committing. They're enjoying the company of a young, attractive woman with no baggage, no ex-husband, no kids, no emotional barriers built from 20 years of dating disasters. But she doesn't perceive this distinction. She sees connections. She sees dates. She sees attention from high-value men, and she thinks, okay, this is what I can access. So when an ordinary 27-year-old guy demonstrates interest, earns $55,000, drives a normal vehicle, lives in a decent apartment, would actually commit to her, she rejects him. Not tall enough, not successful enough, not exciting enough. She has hundreds of connections. She can afford to be selective. The leverage is entirely in her hands. Here's how the filtering functioned, and this is based on actual data from dating platforms. Height, minimum 6 feet. That immediately eliminates 85% of men. Income must earn at minimum $75,000 to $100,000. By the time she's finished filtering, she's left with maybe 2 to 3% of men on the platform. And here's the reality. Those 2 to 3% of men, they understand they're in the top tier. They understand they have choices.
Hey, I'm kind of sort of still here, but I noticed Lauren reminded me of something. Yeah, donations. How did I forget? How many people we got in here? 28. Oh, it's kind of a crowded. Sorry you got a headache, Sheila. Kind of a crowded stream tonight, even though I'm kind of just fucking off. This is kind of just a lazy stream. But I'm just trying to order some food. We're gonna go over to Rumble at some point, so let me just drop that link now. We're not going now, but I just want to drop that link. I don't know what we're about to go over next, but I'm just trying to order. Let me drop that Rumble link. We're gonna go over to Rumble at some point and go over this Kendra debacle. But thanks for everybody that's tuned in. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I love you for it. But I'll be right back.
So why would they commit to her specifically when they can date beautiful women?
Oh, anyway, yeah, donations. So if y'all want me to stay on for 2 hours tonight, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Or also in the description. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor. King or queen of the stream. Also, I'll take super chats and super stickers. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. You know, even though YouTube take 30% off the top and make me wait 30 days to get it, 70% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Okay, back to my DoorDash order.
Their 20s indefinitely, but the calculation doesn't register yet. She's 25, she has time. Relationships are something she'll get serious about later. Right now, she's focusing on her career, her friends, her experiences, living her best life. She'll settle down eventually when she's ready, when she finds someone who meets all her criteria. You understand what I'm expressing? Fast forward to 32. Jessica's performing better professionally, maybe earning $65,000 now. But the dating market, it's shifted in ways she didn't anticipate. Those successful men in their late 30s and 40s who were taking her out at 25, they're now dating women in their mid-20s. Jessica's no longer the youngest option in their rotation. She's competing with women 5 to 7 years younger who possess exactly what she had at 25. Youth, optimism, no baggage. The connections slow down. The quality of connections decreases. The men messaging her aren't quite the caliber she became accustomed to. But her standards haven't adjusted because her self-perception hasn't adjusted. She still believes she deserves what she was receiving at 25. And she starts hearing things, where are all the good men? Why is everyone already in relationships? Men are intimidated by successful women. Men can't handle strong women. These are coping mechanisms, explanations that protect her ego from the real truth. The market has shifted, and she hasn't adjusted her expectations to match her current market value. At 32, she still has options, but they're not the options she wants. The men demonstrating genuine interests, the ordinary guys earning $60,000 to $80,000, the solid guys who would commit, she still filters them out because she remembers the attention she received at 25, and she believes that's her baseline. Here's where everything transforms. Somewhere between 36 and 40, something registers. The biological timeline she could ignore in her 20s becomes impossible to deny. If she wants children, the window is closing rapidly. Medical facts don't care about her career trajectory. Fertility drops dramatically after 35, plummets after 40. This isn't opinion, this is biology. If she doesn't want children, she's facing a different problem. The men she's been filtering.
Shout out to Lauren. She just donated $5. She's the queen of the stream. Well, she's already the queen of the stream, even if she didn't donate. Lauren Krause, bringing down the house with the $5 donation. This for you, Lauren.
Say they get money, but I can't tell, ho. Yeah, glow. You can fuck with me if you wanted to. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Hey, bitch, I'm a problem, nobody solving. You can keep hating, I'm popping regardless. Work to see this since first grade. I been that bitch. You got a girl, but it's cool, I ain't gon' tell her shit. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You ain't never fuck with no boss, bitch. I turned you out. When a real one hold you down, babe, you supposed to drink. Stone sets, I got my own baguettes. Jealousy, let it go, results could be tragic. I push the beat, not the backseat girl. I push the beat, not the backseat girl.
I don't need to order Wendy's, do I, guys? I can save the money. I can save my health. But you ever I just want something, you know? I mean, I got something in the fridge, but I'm tired of the stuff in the fridge. I want to pig out. Probably need to just go eat something healthy, some broccoli, some baked chicken or something. Just want to fucking pig out. One life to live, you know? I gotta do it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. It's Friday. Let's run up the donations so y'all can pay for my overpriced DoorDash I'm about to order. Oh, somebody did just donate. Oh, James just came through. James, big respect. The the James Dean James Brown list is faded now. You've been gone so long. the list I have, so I don't forget the spiel of the, James Dean, James Brown, James Earl Jones. It's faded. But shout out to James. James just donated $25 because he's better than James Dean, James Brown, James Earl Jones, James Franco, James Cameron, LeBron James, James McAvoy, Jesse James, James Madison, James Harden, James Woods, James Avery, Rick James, James Bond, James Baldwin, and last but not least, King James. I want to thank James for paying for my overpriced Wendy's that I'm about to order. You're a good man. And this is for you, James.
That's a hard nigga.
It's the happiest day of my life, is what I'm saying.
Hit it.
You a gangster now. I'm winning any motherfucking way. I can't lose.
Order placed. Let's get back into some shit. It's a good night. We on for 2 hours. What time is it? It's kind of late, but yeah, we on for 2 hours. We on for another hour at least. I don't know how James, are you on Rumble? I'll let you call it, James. I'll let you fucking call it. James, what do you care if we go to Rumble at some point during this final hour? Oh, shout out to Jeff. Okay, I'm just gonna call you Jet. That's kind of a cool name. Okay, I won't go over the Rumble then. Shout out to Jet. He donated $5. He says, just subscribe and first time watcher. You seem to be pretty on point. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. For anybody who's new, go follow my new channel. It's called Dating Dysfunction. The channel that you're watching me on now is just my live stream channel. If you want my short form content that is like, 9 to 10 minute videos, it's called Dating Dysfunctions. Link is in the description. Also at the top of the chat, but you probably don't feel like scrolling up. So, yeah, you can just search it on YouTube. Okay. Have a good night, Sheila. All right. I really shouldn't have ordered Wendy's, but fuck it, I did. All right. Let's do this. Why are men not dating anymore? 21 honest reasons. Number 1, high financial costs. Data indicates that while the majority of men, 74%, and women, 83%, say that both partners contribute to dating costs after 6 months, most men, 84%, and women, 58%, acknowledge that men still cover more of the expenses. I mean, yeah, it's just not financially feasible for a lot of men to date, even if they could get a chick to like them, to even want to date them in the first place. Because think about all the money you have to spend to even find a chick who like you enough to even get into a relationship with. the dude earlier said he went on 90 dates to find his girlfriend. Most men don't have that type of money. Okay, so James said he doesn't care if I go to Rumble. So, okay, we're going to go over to Rumble at some point in the next, I don't know, whatever, 20 minutes. I don't know. So we can go over this Kendra debacle. But yeah, money is definitely a big reason why a lot of guys aren't dating. Let's see. And honestly, it's the reason why a lot of guys just aren't motivated. Which, I have a problem with. I have a problem with a bitch being your motivation. But, it is what it is. It's human nature. But yeah, if young men don't feel like they have a real chance at even getting a girlfriend, yeah, what's the what's the motivation to get up and go to work or try to get a better job or get a better car or work out? They just feel hopeless. Um, I will say this: there's too many men that are negative and bitter and hateful in this world. I've come in contact with a lot of negative, hateful men in this world, and it's just a lot of guys think I guess it's cool to be just a hateful motherfucker, a bitter, hateful motherfucker, always like insulting people and just always mad or bitter, angry. It's a sad state to be in. And no matter how strong and competent you are, I see you as a loser and a fucking dork, like guys like that. They think being negative is so fucking cool. I mean, maybe I can't talk. Maybe I'm negative. But I'm not negative towards people. I think I treat people pretty good in real life. I'm just an asshole on the internet. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Jet. 2, fear of commitment. Now, I think this is bullshit off top before I even read it. Oh, cool. I got a top dasher that's delivering for me. Okay, anyway. Fear of commitment is a common concern among men. The fear can stem from a desire to maintain their independence or concerns about whether they can sustain a long-term relationship. Yeah, most men don't have a fear of sustaining a long-term relationship. Yeah, top 10%, man, because they already running through hoes and they don't want to lose the freedom of that. Real Israel says women are controlled by their emotions. When they feel differently, they say something, they switch up. They don't even trust themselves. That's why they can't take what they're saying serious. Take control. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you, Real Israel. Dr. Herman says domestic violence is too many women hurt physically and losing their lives, unfortunately. Wait, what? Domestic violence is too many women hurt physically. Says it leads some men to avoid dating altogether to prevent potential long-term obligations. What you can do about it? Excuse my choppy reading. We haven't read articles consistently for a while. Create emotional safety instead of timelines. Let connection unfold naturally. Allow space for independence and reassure without pressuring long-term outcomes too early. 3, negative past experiences, and this one is real. Men who have had negative experiences in previous relationships may be hesitant to date again, whether it's emotional hurt, betrayal, or misunderstandings. These negative memories can make men wary of opening up to someone new, and rightfully so, because it's a good chance the next chick is going to do it to you as well. I mean, when you just do the math on women in relationships, yeah, I mean, most sane, logical men are just going to come to the conclusion that it's just not worth it. Real Israel says it's the unintelligent Pookies and Ray Rays you have to have intellect. You have to be smart. You have to know how to read and write. It can't be a lame. Okay, I got a little confused at the end, but I think I agree with that comment. Okay, so let's run through the rest of this list real quick, and then
Wow, some of these.
we're gonna go over to Rumble. So for everybody's information, you don't have to sign up to Rumble to keep watching. All you gotta do is just click the link and watch. And hey, keep the donations coming in if you'd be so kind. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. I think the Cash App is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also in the description. Yeah. Shout out to all the people watching. I appreciate y'all. Let's run through this list real quick. 4 is pressure to prioritize career. In today's competitive world, many men feel the need to prioritize their careers over their personal lives. This focus on professional achievement can leave little time and energy for dating, leaving some to avoid it entirely. Yeah, they got their mind on their bag. And that's a good thing to focus on. Cause yeah, I mean, well, let me be clear. This list, who wrote this? Let me see who wrote this. Cause as usual, it's gonna be geared towards top 10% men. Women don't usually write articles about the bottom 80%, bottom 90%. They don't make TikTok vlogs about bottom 80 and 90% men. It's all going to be geared towards the men they see, the only men they see, and that's the quote unquote higher value, higher tier, higher desired men. Who wrote this shit? Of course, a woman. Oh wait, no, was it? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Draven. I'm assuming that's a man, but it was reviewed by probably a feminist, Maggie Martinez. So yeah, he's just her little, helper, and she had to review it to make sure it didn't have too much real shit in it. All right. Anyway, no, I mean this is true. A lot of these are true, but it's geared towards top 10% men. Why top 10% men are avoiding relationships? Because women don't give a flying fuck about why the bottom 80% of men are avoiding relationships. Bottom 80 to 90% of men are avoiding relationships because they never wanted them anyway, and we're never gonna want them. So they don't give a flying fuck if they go their own way. Um. Okay. Pressure to prioritize career. Difficulties in finding compatibility. All right. Finding someone compatible can be challenging. Many men find it difficult to meet partners who share their interests, values, and life goals. Yeah, which discourages them from actively pursuing relationships. The struggle can lead to frustration and a sense of hopelessness, which I just talked about earlier, about finding a suitable partner, which may deter them from pursuing a romantic relationship altogether. All right, we ain't going over all these. We'll get back to that maybe another day. Let's see what this is about real quick, and then we'll go over the Rumble. Become this dumb shit about just happen. Oh, I dropped something and some dreamy guy is just gonna pick it up and we're gonna meet and live happily ever after. Get the fuck out of here. It don't work this way. It don't fucking work this way. Cause you know how many times I'm sure something like this happened and some regular average Joe picked it up and she was just like, "Oh, okay, thank you," and didn't make eye contact and rushed off. Like, but let's continue. We already know this is some bullshit, but let's continue. Of course, he's 6'2", right? I mean, I don't know if he's 6'2". He might not be 6'2".
This is what falling in love looks like. Or at least this is what we see in movies. Netflix shows.
But see, they don't show you 20 years down the line. They show you these moments. They show a little conflict in the middle, and then what is it? Resolving conflict or the resolution, and then the ending. Yeah, but they don't show you 20 years in when she's gained 100 pounds and she's nagging about you leaving a cup on the table. They don't show you that part. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing about these romantic movies and shit. It just gets dark. I mean, look, I'm sure good relationships exist, but they're definitely not the majority, in my opinion.
or social media, because the reality when it comes to falling in love is different. Let's be honest, if you drop things on the street, there is no one helping you. No dream man, no dream woman. No, in real life, you have to pick it up yourself. Guys, I've been single for more than 10 years.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Is this camera on me? Yes. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
What kind of shit is that?
Now look, I don't think she's the worst looking woman in the world. Like a decade, folks. A decade. Fit, blonde, relatively young, clearly in her 30s. It's the same fucking story. It's the same fucking story. I don't want to give the breakdown because we already know the breakdown. I don't even need to say it. We know why she's fucking single. Not because she doesn't have an inbox full. That's not why she's single. She thinks she's better than what she is. She thinks she's better. Oh, look at those lines under her eyes. I'm looking at it on my TV. Like, you can really see it on the TV blown up. You're only getting older, baby. You're only getting older. It's like I said with the other chick. Every year that go by, the quality of man you're eventually going to have to settle on is going down and down and down. But let's be real. Whoever she gets with, he's in for hell. Whether even if she do find Chad and he settles down, he's in for hell. Any man who gets with this woman is in for hell. A woman being single for 10 years is an instant deal breaker. I mean, honestly, that's even too large. If a woman's been single, y'all know what I say. Good women aren't single for more than a year and looking. There's plenty of men out in the world, especially with dating apps. Any woman could go on a dating app and get a boyfriend within 3 months if she's a decent woman and taking it serious and have realistic standards. So if a woman's been single for 2 and 3 years, that in a sense is the deal breaker. But see, they try to play this game like, oh yeah, I've been single for 5 years, but I only been looking for 6 months. That's a lie. You just trying to like take the edge off. You haven't just been looking for 6 months. Nice try, bitch. Don't let them run that game on you, y'all.
Guys, I've been single for more than 10 years. More than 10 years, which is such a long time, so I think I can already call myself a single expert.
I had my link to my other YouTube channel in the description, and it should be in the live chat, but you know what? I'll drop it again for you, Jet. Dropped it in there. Yeah, she has a high body count. She definitely has a high body count. But let's talk about that for a second. What is a high body count? 4 is a high body count. Pair bonding ability is probably already shot. I say after 3, her pair bonding ability is highly questionable. So even if she's been single, even if she only got a body count of 3 but been single for 10 years, then no, man, just no. Just no. Something is seriously mentally wrong here. There's no getting around that no matter what. Gosh.
Such a long time, so I think I can already call myself a single expert. I've always felt super Guys, I've been single for more than 10 years. More than 10 years, which is such a long time, so I think I can already call myself a single expert. I've always felt super insecure and afraid to share that kind of thing with someone, being single.
As you should be. as you should be, because it's super duper cringe. And this is why woes despise questions after 30. Well, I ain't even gonna say after 30. I mean, yeah, let's just say 30. Let's just use that as the marker. Woes can't stand answering questions after 30 because they got to try to manipulate words to make it seem like they're not a poop show. Like, but it's gonna be so hard to do after 30 because the whole world is looking at a fairly attractive 30-year-old woman like, well, why aren't you married with kids? And that's a valid question. And there isn't going to be any valid answer that makes you not judge them harshly, because she had 15 years to get it right and she's been getting it wrong for 15 years. There's no way that you can spin that into I'm a good woman. I've been dating for 15 years and failing for 15 years, but I'm a good woman. I'm still a good catch. You're lucky to have me. How do you spin that?
With someone, being single for so long, but you know what? Today I feel confident about it because I think being single can also be cool and fun and exciting, and there is nothing to feel bad about. Time alone can actually be so powerful. I think there is so much you can learn about yourself, but also about the future life and the future relationship that you want. So before we jump into today's video.
Oh, my Wendy's is here. So I don't want to miss anything. Not that this is that terribly interesting, but let's hear this idiot respectfully while I go get my Wendy's.
Comments. It never ceases to amaze me how, wow, some of these comments. It never ceases to amaze me how unhinged some people can get on social media. But we'll get into that later. First, I want to talk about a realization that a lot of women get hit with in adulthood that no one warns you about. And when this realization hits, it does truly shock the hell out of you, because there's really no way to prepare for this. You're not expecting it, because why would you? So you certainly don't have language for it yet. But the moment does come where something happens that just makes it click. And sometimes you can't quite explain what or why. For a lot of women, the first reaction, understandably, is confusion. And you will start to replay conversations, rethink relationships, and it can all be quite unsettling. Like, wait, so this was just always a thing? And I think what makes it so jarring is that it doesn't usually come from just one big moment. This is something that builds over time, where little things start adding up. Things that you used to brush off or explain away are suddenly harder to ignore. So today we're going to deep dive into that realization. When it tends to show up, why it's so alarming when it does, and how over time it changes the way you see relationships, yourself, and quite possibly the world. Welcome back to This Chapter Rewritten. If this is your first time here, I'm Nikki, and I'm so glad that you found this conversation. This is a space for naming patterns that women are often taught to ignore, and learning how to trust yourself again when things don't feel right, even when you can't explain it yet. If this kind of conversation resonates with you, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future episodes. So I recently shared a video on Instagram that has reached tens of thousands of people, but it's really not the number of views that stands out. It's how immediately so many women knew exactly what I was talking about. Because once you have felt this and come to the realization, you don't need convincing, but you may need language for it. So let's talk about what this realization actually is. For a lot of women, it's the moment that you start noticing that while many men like certain things about women, they don't actually like women as people. They like the comfort that women bring. They like the attention. They like having someone that listens, supports them, remembers, cares. They like what a woman can do for them. But when it comes to women's inner worlds, their emotions, their needs, their perspectives, there's often a real lack of genuine interest. And sometimes, if we're just being honest, there's irritation, resentment, and even hate. This isn't something that most women realize early on. One reason being that attraction can mask it. Being pursued can mask it. Feeling chosen can mask it. But over time, you start noticing a disconnect. You notice how women are spoken about once they're no longer accommodating. You notice it in how quickly patience disappears when a woman has boundaries. You notice it in how women are expected to be endlessly understanding, but rarely extended the same understanding back. I experience a lot of this every day on social media. I speak truth that men don't like. And I understand trolls, but it's an area where there is too much crossover between internet trolls and real life experience to be able to brush it off as just a few isolated trolls. When this realization does happen, when it clicks, it's unsettling because you realize that you've been confusing desire with respect. A man can want access to you. He can want your presence in his life. He can benefit from being with you and still not actually like women. That's the realization. And it's absolutely a hard one to sit with at first because it forces you to look back at past relationships and reframe all kinds of things that you once blamed on timing, stress, or compatibility. This is where the shock usually comes in. So I want to spend a minute on this shock part because this is where a lot of women understandably get tripped up. The shock isn't anger or outrage right away. It's more like your brain needing time to catch up to what your body has known for maybe a very long time, maybe most of your life.
All right. Oh fuck it. I ain't in a rush. Let's finish this one, and then we'll go over to Rumble and do the Kendra. I don't even know if Divine Photos is still in here. I don't think he is. Shout out to Divine Photos.
If you are single, there is nothing wrong with you. Nothing.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna.
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling. Okay,
This is not, doesn't even make sense.
If you are single, there is nothing wrong with the future life and the future relationship that you want. So before we jump into today's video, if you are single, there is nothing wrong with you. Nothing. But because
You just saying anything now, ho.
Because I'm a self-called single expert, I want to share a few reasons with you. A few reasons why I think people these days are having such a hard time to find the one or to find deep and meaningful relationships.
There is no one. There is no one. If you're a decent human being who's a good dating option and a good companion, there's thousands and thousands and millions of people who you could be in a successful relationship with. There is no one, especially for a train wreck like you, man.
So let's jump straight into today's video, guys. Here are 5 reasons why I think you are still single. Let's go. Reason number 1, you set unrealistic standards. What we see in movies, Netflix shows, or online, #relationship goals, it creates this image in our heads of how relationships, couples, girlfriends or boyfriends should look like. And with this unrealistic picture in our heads, We sit at home, we do these manifestations, and we think that one day it will happen. And one day we will find the dream boyfriend or dream girlfriend. I am attracting my dream man. We might turn down a great person, and we don't even give that great person a chance just because it wasn't everything we imagined or hoped for.
Sorry, no.
Reason number 2, trauma.
Yeah, this is both of those is her. I mean, yeah, she would know because this all applies to her. Like, oh my goodness, man, you can't make this crap up, folks. I want to feel sorry for him, but I just can't. I mean, I don't wish any ill on him, but this is it's just goofy, man. It's just a bunch of goofy shit.
Maybe it was a messy breakup, a toxic relationship, or something that happened in your childhood that can leave you with painful memories and trauma. You end up carrying the trauma with you throughout your whole entire life, and you don't even realize how it ruins your relationships or how it stops you from meeting someone. If you really want to build a relationship, you have to be at peace with yourself first.
They're never going to be at peace with themselves. They can barely sit with themselves in the house for a week without pressing delete, if you know what I mean. If it's one thing a woman can't stand, is sitting with her own brain. Yeah, women don't bring peace. Women rarely have inner peace. Rarely. But if nothing else, I don't got that one loaded back up. I wish I did. Oh goodness, James. I think it was Age of Disclosure. Yeah, check out Age of Disclosure, James. It's pretty expensive. You might have to drop another 25 on it, James. But if you don't check out that one, there's a free one called Check Out the Phenomenon by James Fox, and also check out Stephen Greer one called what is the Stephen Greer one called? Let me look it up real quick. Acknowledged. So either check out Age of Disclosure, The Phenomenon by James Fox, or Unacknowledged. Yeah. One thing I'll give this woman, her production quality is A1. I'll give her that.
First, take all the time you need to journal, to do the therapy, or to go and get quiet for a moment, to figure out what you need to finally heal and move on. Reason number 3, you are not putting yourself out there. In a world where we can work and work out from home, where we don't even have to leave the apartment to go get groceries, it can quickly happen that the only person we see all day is the food delivery guy bringing us lunch or dinner.
Thank you.
How should we meet someone if we stay at home all day? If we don't go out and if we don't put ourselves out there? If someone tells me they found their partner while staying at home using one of all these dating apps, great. And to be honest, I'm a bit jealous because I'm using these apps since years. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Raya, I've tried it all. I spent hours on my couch swiping. I spent lots of money on these.
How many hours did you spend choking down on you know what out of those apps? How high did your body count go up since you started on the apps? I mean, I get it. You don't gotta tell us, but we already know.
These premium things. I sent messages, I received messages, I set up some dates. To be honest, I almost never went to them. Well, it sounds so nice.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that last part? Let's hear that one more time.
I received messages, I set up some dates. To be honest, I almost never went to them. Well, it sounds
Nasty bitch.
You know why she never went to the dates? Because the only guys who would be pathetic enough to set up an actual date with her are the type of guys she wouldn't be attracted to. That's why she didn't go to the dates. The guys she's attracted to just talking about send nudes. The guys she's attracted to don't have to go on dates. They can send nudes messages to 20 girls and they'll get 3 or 4. And 2 will be talking about come through.
so nice, staying at home in a comfortable and safe space, hiding behind a screen. It simply sounds so much easier than going out into the real world, looking someone into the eye and putting yourself into a crazy vulnerable situation.
Anna, that guy over there is so cute. You should go talk to him.
Oh my god, no way. This is so awkward. But even though it's so much easier to just sit on the couch and swipe, it doesn't work for most people. And I think the better way is to just put yourself out there. Reason number 4, you have low self-esteem. Sometimes when we look into the mirror, all we see is flaws. Things that aren't pretty or beautiful or good enough.
Yeah, James, it's unacknowledged, age of disclosure. So yeah, age of disclosure. And then the other one is called, I think it's called The Phenomenon. And it's the director is James Fox. The Phenomenon by James Fox. Also check out the Gaia channel, the Gaia Network on Amazon Prime. GAIA. They got a lot of so the show on Gaia that I watch all the time is called the fuck is the name of it? Oh, I think it's Disclosure or something. I think it might just be, hold on. Don't give out my age, Jet. I'm like the silly broads. You never ask a man his age. I don't give out my age. I think I lost one of my fans by not giving out my age last time. But I'm older than 20. I'll say I'm not in my 20s. I'll just say that. And I'm not 55. That's what I'll say. I'm older than 20 and not 55. So yeah, Gaia Disclosure. What the hell is the Disclosure channel? I think it's just called Disclosure. No, Cosmic Disclosure. Okay. So yeah. So if you subscribe to Gaia, I think it's only 14, 15 bucks a month. You can check out any season of Cosmic Disclosure. A lot of good shit there. A lot of good shit. There is a paradigm shift coming. For sure, for sure. So yeah, if you watch those 3, Age of Disclosure, unacknowledged in the phenomenon, I think you'll come back a believer, James. I think you'll come back a believer. That don't convince you. I don't know. I guess them landing at your front door, anything short of that, and you ain't gonna be a believer. How old do y'all think this woman is? She's clearly over like she's clearly like at least 35 minimum. Yeah, the clock is ticking, baby. And I said this before. The sad part of this is some of these women actually would have liked some of these guys that they're writing off as beneath them. If they actually would have gave some of these guys a chance, they actually would have found love.
That aren't pretty or beautiful or good enough. We see flaws that we would never see on others, just on ourselves. And these insecurities and self-doubts, they stop us. They stop us from being seen. Girl, you can't expect someone to see your beauty if you don't even see it yourself. I spend so much time thinking what makes someone actually beautiful or attractive. And I think it's not what most people think. The perfect body or the perfect hair or the perfect skin. No, I think it's so much more about confidence, body language, and being open. For example, instead of standing somewhere with crossed arms or constantly looking down and looking shy, try to keep your head up and smile. I think that's what makes someone beautiful, and that's what makes all the difference.
It's her man right there with the fishing vest on. That's her guy right there. Why don't you give that man a chance?
Last but not least, reason number 5. You want to be single. I love being single, but I also don't want to over-romanticize here in this video because it's not just fun. It's not just feeling free and being happy all the time. No, it can also be very lonely. But even though it's very lonely sometimes, I'd rather be alone than be together with the wrong person, just trying to fill a space and just for the sake of it. Being single means feeling free and feeling independent.
Buy myself flowers.
Which is actually something I never want to lose. Also not when I'm one day committing to someone. Guys, the only crazy thing about being single, especially as a woman in her 30s, is that there is a lot of pressure. There's so much pressure to find someone, to get married, to get kids. They say time is ticking. But you know what? I don't let that pressure control my relationship status. I am single and I love being single. And maybe some of you can relate when I say I don't need another person to complete my picture. But if someone does come into my life, maybe when I least expect it, I want to add them to my picture. Just to make it even better.
I don't know what I missed, but I'm sure it was something stupid. All right, let's go over to Rumble, y'all. What movie was this? Clueless? Oh, we should watch Clueless, y'all. Hold on, I don't want to get copyrighted, but hold on. Alicia, what is it? Alicia Silverstone? See if I can find Stacey Dash. She was so fine. Where's Stacey? Come on, Stacey. Where you at? Oh, Beavis and Butthead was the shit. Paul Rudd, he had a hell of a career, didn't he? This is a classic movie, though. I mean, it's a stupid movie, but it's still kind of classic. Do y'all know about Ronnie and Michelle? I used to love that movie when I was a kid. Okay, we're getting sidetracked. She was kind of cute back then. She was cute. Oh, Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murph. Oh, did any of y'all ever see High School High? That's one of my favorite movies of all time. High School High with, I think it's no, not Dan Aykroyd. The hell is his name from High School High? Hold on. High School High. Hell is his name? Can't remember his fucking name. Yeah, what's his name? Shorts. What? Yeah, John. Oh, John Lovitz. John Lovitz. Anyway, let's go over the Rumble, y'all. Who we got in here? 22 people in here. All right, cool. Let's go over the Rumble to see what's up with this Kendra situation. So let me do my sign off. We're going over the Rumble, so let me drop the link again. You don't have to sign up to Rumble. All you got to do is click the link and watch. You can follow me over there if you want to, because I can get kicked off YouTube any day now. I just dropped the link, so let me do my new sign off for YouTube. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I have never done anything remotely wrong my entire life, ever. Keep your blood pressure down and your blood sugar low to keep the Reaper from coming around. Okay, I did that wrong. Keep your blood sugar and your blood pressure down to keep the Reaper from coming around. And make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei out. Off the Rumble we go.